So here we are back at our current homestead, and I've been practicing my gardening skills in these small, it's not super small, but I think they're probably about 10 gallons, these cattle feed containers that, here's a better look at one. It's bigger than a 5-gallon bucket, and it served us pretty well for our container garden because we don't live on a very large piece of land here. We're on the water, as you can see. And so we decided to do a container garden. This is our third year doing it. And I'm really pleased with our garden this year. And in previous years, it hasn't been nearly as lush as this year. And it's just, trial and error and knowing what to look for. And so I'm practicing because when we get to the Wagon Trail Acres farm, it's going to be much bigger. I've learned a lot over the last 3 years that I've been gardening, but I've been really pleased, with the way the plants are looking this year. This is a spaghetti squash. We love spaghetti squash. We do have a spaghetti squash growing there, and lots of female blooms on that. This plant's looking really healthy. This is a yellow squash, first year growing it. You can see that there's several squash growing in there, and it looks really good, really nice thick stalks. This is the zucchini plant. Looks really nice, big leaves and really thick stalks, and we've already harvested several zucchini off of this plant. We started this garden in April, and it is now June. So this is 2 cucumber plants. We've harvested several off of it. The very first cucumber that we took from this was very bitter, and I was reading a little bit about that, and apparently when the plant is in distress, it can transfer one of its chemicals that is supposed to remain in the leaves and the stalks to the fruit, and apparently that's what happened in this case. And just harvested some other ones, and they were fine. So this is butternut squash, first time growing it, and I'm really anxious to see how it does. It struggled and had a late start, so you can see it's not nearly as big as the spaghetti squash or the yellow squash or the zucchini, but here recently in the last week it's really taken off, and I got tons of buds there, so really happy with that. Our tomato plant is the best that I've ever seen one of our tomato plants look. You can see it's really tall and very lush, and we've taken a couple tomatoes off of it. They are taking longer than usual to ripen this year. I'm not sure what the reason. I've read that it has to do with heat, and it's been pretty hot. That's 2 tomato plants. One's a Better Boy, one's a Creole tomato. The Better Boy seems to be doing better, ironically. This is the plant that's been the rock star. It's a yellow sweet, what is it? The sweet peppers. Sweet banana peppers, that's the word. And I'm telling you, we've got banana peppers coming out our ears. We've got so many inside, and every day we're having to pull some off. Here's one that's ready to be picked for sure. It's really thick, and usually we're pulling 3 or 4 or 5 a day, but we did pick a bunch yesterday. I got 3 bell pepper plants. One is green, yellow, and red. The red one, which I hear usually are the slower growing ones, is the one that's taken off the most. That's a big one there. Now, that red you see in the plant is a tomato that I harvested from the tomato plant. So anyway, all this, and I have one more eggplant. They make really pretty purple flowers. Yeah, so I didn't see bees in this garden, honeybees, for the last couple years. This is the first year I've actually seen honeybees in the garden, and so I've been doing a lot of self-pollinating of the female flowers, and I learned that these types of squash have a female flower and a male flower, and so I've been hand pollinating myself, and it's been going well. But then I'm really excited when I got to see the bees, and they've really been doing a number on the cucumber plants, because those are much smaller flowers and harder to manually pollinate. So I've been thankful for the bees that are helping pollinate the cucumbers, because we had a lot of cucumbers that are forming on those plants now. So anyway, again, all this to say that I'm just using this as a practice for when we'll have a much bigger garden at the Wagon Trail Acres. And looking forward to implementing all of the things I've learned in doing this small garden. If you're wondering what I'm standing on, this used to be a gazebo out in the middle of our yard. I can kind of back up so you can see. Yep, that's what it was. And it's just right in the middle of our yard. We had a storm, a hurricane came through here in 2021, Hurricane Ida. It really did a number on our house, and that gazebo really took a hit. And so we just tore it down and we left the pad there intentionally. We thought about, we were going to pull it up, but then I was like, well, that'd be a great place for our garden, because prior to that, the garden was over here to the right, back there where we see some of our tractor implements now. And, you couldn't see it. It wasn't as much space, and it interfered with cutting of the grass being over there. But this place, it doesn't interfere with the grass cutting, and you can walk around and not be in the grass when you're looking at the garden. And when you water, it doesn't water the grass, So anyway, it's turned out pretty nice for just a container garden on a very small lot. So, we do have a shop here, but our shop in our new place at Wagon Trail Acres will be much larger, and we'll be living in it for a period of time while we're building the house. But so that's the shop we have now. And then, of course, this is the house. The size of the house is going to be similar when we get out to Wagon Trail Acres. But the design of it will be different. Let me back up this way. So this is the back of our current home. Live in a very nautical kind of tropical subdivision, because everybody's on the water here. And so this is the water that we're on. This is a branch off the Amy River. This is the big project that Chris has been working on, the boat. And that is one of the things that has to get done before we start any major project like building of the shop at the new property. So quite a bit of progress has been made. This has been a 5-year project. Quite a bit of progress has been made on this. This is probably what we should have done the YouTube channel on, to be honest. But so much thought has been put into this. Chris has thought of everything as he's been rebuilding this boat. It's going to be awesome. It's a 1983 Ocean Yacht, and we bought it in 2018. And we were able to use it for one season, and then one of the engines had a issue, so he decided he was going to pull the engines, go ahead and have them rebuilt. And of course that led to one thing and another, and it just ended up being a complete rebuild. What's not on this boat right now that might look kind of funny is the top of the boat. There would be a roof that goes over the second deck, and it's not on there right now. It will be put back on once we can get some supports welded. And then when we do that, we'll have to move it out from underneath this structure, because when the water comes up here, there is a chance, and it has happened when we were in the middle of the construction phase of this, where the boat rose too high and the top hit these beams up here, and then ended up crushing the boat, ended up actually adding on to the construction phase of this boat, because it ended up blowing out the sidewalls and caused more work have to be done as it pertained to the reconstruction of the boat. Turned out, at the end of the day, it probably ended up being a good thing, because once the sides of the walls blew out, Chris was able to identify a lot more rot that was there that he would have not known about. So they say all things happen for a reason. So it has caused this project to go on longer, but at the end of the project, we are going to have a great boat. And let me pan away so you don't get to see Cisco taking a crap. This is a smaller boat that Chris uses for fishing. Catch a lot of catfish and brim. here, and every night we come out here and feed the fish, and we've got tons of fish, turtles, and some alligators. Oh, here comes somebody fishing now, and Cisco never likes when people come fishing. He thinks that this is his yard. Well, it is his yard, but he thinks the water is his yard. Here he comes. Oh boy. So look at the hair. He says, "Get out of my yard." Hello. That's a Belgian Malinois. It's okay, Cisco. They're not going to come in your yard. The water is not part of your yard, Cisco. They're entitled to come by our house. So he doesn't like it, but... All right, well, I just wanted to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what our current situation is. And it'll be this way for probably at least 2 more years, or a year and a half, 2 years, just depends on how things go. We're not in a huge rush, but we are anxious to get out to our new property. So, oh, there's the top to the boat that I was telling you about, the roof that goes on it. Chris has done everything he needs to do, completely sanded it down, fiberglass, made all the attachments, put a non-skid on top, so looks really good. This is the underside where we would put our electronics box and whatnot, so that'll all go up there and be nice cover for us, shade when we're up there, because you drive the boat from up there. And oh, this is our sign, that the line dancer fishing team. This is what used to hang at our camp in Grand Isle, where we would display the fish that we caught from the trip, but we ended up selling that place, and we'll find another place, another home for this sign. But yeah, that is the name of the boat, Line Dancer. So, all right, that's it for today. We're not going to go out to the property. Today is Saturday. We would probably typically be going out to the property to do some more work, but Chris is helping a friend pen some cattle that he does have to do periodically, give them medications and sort them and whatnot. So he helps him do that, so that he'll be doing this all day today, and then tomorrow is Father's Day, so we won't be going out to the property this weekend. Hopefully next weekend, so we can get some more work done. Bye.